Hey guys, it's XJ9's here, and today we're going to be doing a patch 11.11 notes. I haven't really looked at the notes really. I kind of know a few things just because of like glancing at it before. Like I know Morgana got nerfed, and I don't know. I mean that's really it. I'm also gonna go over Dr. Mundo's abilities, like the rework. I haven't looked at him at all, so that's a complete surprise. So if you're interested in seeing what I think about it, you can look at the timestamp and just go to it. Um, yeah, we're just gonna start honestly. I need a sip of water though. So wait. Okay. So let's see what happened. Azir, Q cost decreased. He was 70 man, now it's 55 man. That's actually quite crazy. What does Ryan have to say about this? Azir was soaring too high in pro play, so we lowered his altitude with an 11.5 nerf. Now that he's a calmer skies, we're ranking lanes phase. Yeah. Sometimes all champions need that, like Azir, who are really like a late game or mid late game champion. Is really just they need a better laning phase or just feels awful. Because even if he's awful, as long as he feels good, people will still play him, even if they're like bad at him. So, yeah. Also, I don't think Azir's hard. I'm not sure what this whole stereotype that Azir's hard comes from. Honestly, it's kind of weird. I don't know. Elise, uh, Q passive Spider Queen. Spider form on hit damage ratio 30% AP to 20% AP. The thing I don't know about this though is I'm not sure if the Spiderlings themselves are like applying this, but it might just be Elise. I honestly don't really know. I haven't played Elise in a long time, so I haven't really looked at anything. Elise had no trouble catching prey across all levels of play for a while now with patch 11.10 jungle chains. She screwed up and over the line. Um, later, yeah. To me, it sound. I don't know. I don't know whether or not it's her spiderlings or just herself, but it's probably just herself. Regardless, I mean that's like a very light nerf. That's a nerf that you probably wouldn't even notice. So yeah, some people exaggerate things though. Ezreal, is it needed? I don't know. At least it's been very strong for a very long time. So any trimming down is neat. I guess nice. Ezreal base stats health regen growth was 0.55 and now it's 0.65. Now armor was 22. Now it's 24. I guess I mean he's a poster boy for League, so yeah, that's pretty much all he got buffed for. I don't really read the reason. Graves base stats 80 growth 3 to 4. I don't agree with this. I don't care. Graves is just like often I feel like a lot of champions are fine. It's just no one's picking them because they're picking other things that are all of a sudden meta. Like look at Kindred. Kindred 2 months ago or a month and a half ago was like, oh, I was told, oh, she's C tier, and now what? Is she like S tier? Like just because of like the buffs she got were very small, believe it or not. Like as in like if you did like a good build on her, such as the Essence Reaver build, it's like this buff didn't really do a whole lot, and it's kind of strange. Like again, it's all mental, honestly. It's kind of strange. Like oh, like I guarantee you, Graves' win rate's gonna skyrocket to like 50 plus percent, or I think it's like 44, 45% right now. I just don't agree with it because it says range junglers in general are so volatile. Because again, Riot even said themselves giving AD to a range champion tends to have a significant buff compared to melees. So yeah, I don't see this ending well. I don't think he needs it. I guarantee you, he's gonna get buffed like 3 times again, like he did before, and then he's all of a sudden gonna be broken for some reason. So yeah, people are just very weird. Like even Hecarim, I know is getting buffed, but like he's fine. Like it's just he's not. You can't just smash your keyboard anymore and just go in relentlessly, and people suck now. And he doesn't honestly need a buff, but this only buffs his uh, AD like cause if you go Trinity Sturks. So what do you do? Damage ratio on his Q it was 70% bonus AD. Now it's 75%. That's incredibly small. Devastating charge. Minimum damage ratio 50% bonus AD. And now it's 55% bonus AD. Maximum damage ratio it was 100% bonus AD. Now it's 110 bonus AD. So all in all, it's very small. It's like in a burst combo, not she. He's getting probably like I don't know 70, 80 damage maybe. Well, I'm not. I believe his yeah. I actually believe his movement speed passive also gives him it counts as bonus AD. So maybe it's like a hundred more damage on a combo, but like he had that before. But like the reason he was so strong before was because well being abused before was because well you can build tanky and have that damage, but you have to build damage to get this damage. People aren't used to playing Hecarim like that. So, like again, I don't think he even needed a buff, but whatever, because I played him and he was absolutely fine. Lee Sin, cooldown increased, cooldown 8 to 9. Again, I don't understand why they buffed him 3 times in a row and then are nerfing him. What's the reason? Lee's buff in patch 11.8 shot him higher than anticipated in every role, jungle, top, and mid. So we're particularly pulling him back. I don't know. I'm not sure if this is what this is a revert or because I know they reduced his cooldown. I mean, maybe it might be a revert. I don't really know, but yeah, he's just a poster boy for the game. So yeah, he'll always be buffed to incredible levels. Leona, the W Eclipse base damage 60. It was 60 to 200. Now it's 45 to 185. So she got nerfed because she was dealing too much damage. What's the reason? Equipped with Sword, Shield, and Sun, the Radiant Dawn has been burning too bright. We're reeling in her damage to give her enemies some shade. I don't know. That was stupid. Why the hell did I even read that? Yeah, that's fine because her W is already incredibly freaking broken. And I think that's the first thing she maxes too, which is kind of funny because it's incredibly broken. Mastery Q damage ratio decreased. Uh, damage ratio was 100% 80. Now it's 90% 80. Wuju style. Why does it not say anything about Wuju style? What? Base damage. It was 20 to 60. Now it's 30 to 70. I don't get that. How come they don't say what? I feel like this is one of those things where like they're just saying we nerf Master Yi, don't ban him anymore. He's bad, and then they're acting like this didn't happen. That's kind of strange, you know. Yi's Mythic of Choice is off the display, which gears him his playstyle to focus on Q damage and resets. Although display makes sense in certain situations, it can lead to the low counterplay gameplay that orients him away from what he does best, slicing down foes with base attacks. So we're shifting the power down to. I ban a champion every game. He needs a rework. Big attack speed slows, work on him, and he's good. Um, Morgana damage against epic monsters. It was 185 to 155. That's a very, really, really big nerf because the thing about I don't think one thing right understood is the whole cooldown resetting mechanic or W, and also the fact that the lower the monster is, the more damage it does. So the more damage your W does, the more damage that your passive does, and then vice versa. So I don't know what your passive. The percent missing HP does. Our buffs at Jungle Morg 11.8 were intended to shine a spotlight to her ability jungle. Instead, it propelled Jungle to be more successful in jungle than her primary role, so we're adjusting accordingly. Um, yeah. I'm actually big. I won't look it up. I think her previous ratio was 125 or something. I forget. Maybe it was 150. It might have been 150, honestly. Um, wait. I'm gonna look this up fast. Um, I'm actually just very, very curious about this to see if what her previous. Because I'm gonna laugh if we just ended up where she was before. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's a funny thing about Morgana. I always felt like she could always jungle. It's just no one did it. Like 155%. Her previous thing was 150%. And also, wait, what is this? Um, the only different thing is that her Soul Siphon will heal her from medium monsters such as Krugs. So yeah, she's literally back to how she was before with a very very slight buff. And that's why it's always funny. Like, oh, watch her still be played. Watch her still be played. I guarantee you she's still good. I guarantee you she's still good. She was absolutely broken though before. She farmed way too fast, and she's gonna still be good. And it's either people are gonna drop her completely and think she's garbage for whatever reason, but the more likely scenario is that people are gonna play it. Like honestly, I don't know, but maybe that is a likely scenario. It's just this is a scenario where it's like she's absolutely fine. It's like something has to be absolutely busted to be viable. Is that like the logic people use, or like super meta? Like, oh, the pros have to be picking Rumble Jungle. Like Rumble Jungle became meta for some reason. Like, why? As in like, there's plenty of other good picks. Not just Rumble Jungle is absolutely broken. It's kind of funny. So I don't know. I just find it funny. Like this is a really good case where it's like, oh, she got nerfed to how she was, and if she is picked, oh look, she was fine after all. So it's like, why did no one do it? It's just no one's innovative. No one's innovative. Period. I've been banned for 70 plus years. There's so much innovation that would have happened, but it's never happened. So you got to wonder what would happen if I never got banned, because I would have done all this stuff. I remember all these stuff like, oh, Teemo jungle Morgan. Actually, I don't want to play Teemo. I'm not playing Teemo. But Morgana. Oh, I would have played Morgana. She's cool. It's just crazy. People are not innovative. People need to get this in their mind. People are not innovative at all. There are plenty of viable champions in the jungle. Because no one plays them. I'm getting tired of people saying, "Oh, I don't like." You don't know how to play the champion, then, dude. Sorry. Nautilus. Title. Oh my gosh. So his E Riptide now deals 150% increased damage against monsters. It was 200% in the PvE. I'm not sure because I get some guys confused because, for instance, in some other game, if it says 150% increased damage, it actually means like it's 100% is the base, and then it says 50% bonus. Like I don't know why they would do that, but I'm guessing it's literally a 150% increase, not a 50% increase in damage. Um, yeah, and see, Dallas was a viable jungler. Yeah, he was. Some people like Dallas was literally designed as a jungler with a hook. It was like let's give jungle a hook, and people actually act like he was designed for top or something. Like no, he wasn't. um, I wonder how this would be. I mean, you would have to max this first. I think maxing this first may be okay. Says you wouldn't have your W though, which is kind of shitty. But yeah, I don't know. The issue he would have is he wouldn't really do a lot of damage. He would need. I don't know. I don't know. It depends. Maybe I'll play him. I have a good skin for him. Who knows? But probably fine. I don't know. Kiana. Terra Shape W. Bonus movement speed was 5 to 13%. Now it's 3 to 11%. Guess she was just moving too fast. This is also the last thing she maxes. So yeah. Kiana's boosts a lot. Of, Kiana boasts a lot of things, and one of them is her early roaming potential. This has caused her to have an impressive presence in elite play for a while now. So we're looking to take her down from her perch by tapping her break. So yeah, I guess she was just too mobile for some reason. Yeah, rip Kiana. Rumble on hit damage against monsters, it was 120. Now it's 80. Yeah, that's a big nerf. Really, yeah, that's a 33% nerf RB. So yeah, RB. Um, we've been a we've been a rumble. I'm not reading that. Jesus Christ! It's just he got nerfed, and he's probably gonna be gone from jungle because people think a small nerf is got. Um, Rise base health growth increased. It was 98 and I was 110. I don't know how I think about Rise. People just stop playing him for whatever reason. He's always been good though, so whatever. I don't really care. I think it's just fine. I think it's unneeded by Senna. Passive Q. Passive Absolution. Bonus attack damage per 20 miss stacks. It was 25. Now it's 20. Lethal healing. Piercing darkness healing now also scales with 160% lethality. Interesting. Curse of the Blackness. Bonus movement speed. It was 20%. Now it's 20% plus 1% per 20% AP. That's interesting. That's actually very interesting. R Dawning Shadow. Damage ratio 50% AP, 70% AP. That's very interesting. Um, hmm. I think this is some toxic build they're trying to make you not do. So they're trying to make her be lethality and or AP or even a hybrid. The AP ratios are quite insane. A the thing that really comes to my mind is like that's a really insane bonus movement speed for AP. Like even if you only had 200 AP, I mean that's already like a 50% increase in your speed. So yeah, that AP build seems pretty strong. Yeah, like that this just seems really strong, and also on top of it, she also gets a big damage boost from that. So yeah, that seems pretty good. How do I feel about it? I don't know. I mean, I think people don't like this weird frost build or something. I don't know. I don't really know much about that. I don't really care, but it looks good to me. Or whatever, man. Kind of. Maybe I think that W might be overtuned. Seraphine, W base heal and ally shields increased. W surround sound. Base self shield 75. It was 75 to 150. Now it's 75 to 225. Base ally shield was 50 to 100. Now it's 50 to 150. So she got buffed. We're buffing mid lane Seraphine's performance by making her shield per level more powerful, especially at higher levels. This should continue empowering Seraphine as a solo star. I don't know if she maxes this first. What? I don't know if she maxes. I don't know. No comment. I don't really look at these champions at all, honestly, so I have no comment. Um, Shaco. It's also funny because Seraphion's always been played support, which is on a million hilarious. They merely designed like a support kit, and then we'll play her mid. Why? What? Shaco. W damage ratio decreased. E AP damage ratio decreased. Uh, this is 80 Shaco's in a good spot, but his AP jungle and support builds are significantly stronger and need to be cranked. Yeah, I agree. Uh, Cranked back a bit. Damage ratio. It was 10% AP, 20% AP against single targets. Now it's 9% AP, 18% AP against single targets. Yeah, his AP damage ratio was 55%. Now it's 50%. It's a very small nerf. The biggest nerf is to his W though. That's his big major DPS. So yeah, I agree though. That's a very small nerf, and people are crying about it. That's a very very small nerf, and I would say he's overtuned. Singed. E Fling. His cooldown was 10 seconds. Now it's 10 to 8 seconds. Does he max this first? I don't know. I think he maxes second. That beats me. But I guess that's fine. Let's see what Riot has to say. Even with the buff to Respirator patch 11.10, Singe Poison of choice, he's still been underperforming across the board. We're giving his Fling some cooldowns, scaling to give him more options to fight late game. Yeah, late game. You might max it last, honestly. Teemo, W cooldown decreased. It was cooldown was 17 seconds, now it's 14 seconds, so I guess he's just not mobile enough. Teemo's W is often overlooked, but reducing its cooldown so that he can easily. I don't know why I read this shit. I hate how they word it. It's just so. Ugh. But yeah, I guess no one. Honestly, no one picks Teemo, but yeah, it does just makes him more. Uh, he can be more annoying more frequently, pretty much. Urgot. W Purge, modified damage ratio. It was 20 to 36% AD, now it's 20 to 34% AD. I guess it was too strong. Why was this? Wait, Urgot's been drilling through entire enemy teams in average levels of plays. We're targeting sustained damage. Yeah, Urgot is quite strong. I agree. That's good. Okay, this is very interesting. Top lane tank items. What are they doing? Um, should I read this first? Nah. Bramble Vest. 35 armor to now it's 30 armor. Thorns reflected damage. Bramble Vest reflected damage no longer scales with bonus armor. So I'm guessing it deals the same damage though. Like it's 10. So that's good. So now it's more you're more encouraged to finish the Thorn Mail. So that's nice. Yeah, that's just extra damage. So yeah, that's good. Warmog's armor. Minimum health requirement it was 3,000 maximum HP. Now it's 1,100 bonus HP. I never liked Warmog. Warmog is like a big. I don't know. It's just weird because by the time you get the lane phase is over, and then the only time you fight is when you're going all in. There's no like waiting. So yeah, I kind of weird. I don't know. Warmog's kind of shitty. Warren's Veil. Unless you're playing like a scaling HP champion like Scion or something. Cool. Um. So Warren's Veil. Hi. Uh. Rock solid damage reduction. It was zero point 0.5 of max HP. Now it's 5 plus 35% of max HP. This. Oh, thanks. This is mostly just to make it so well you can build it without having a ton of HP. You can build this early and still gain benefit from it, and that it's not too oppressive late game. Or if you have a ton of HP, uh, tooltip now shows how much solid damage has been blocked. I guess that's interesting. Red is Omen. Same thing. It's just the same thing as the Warden's Mail, so don't need to explain that. Same thing with Frozen Heart. However, they did increase the attack speed slow from 50% to 20%. So, I mean, again, this is just a laning item, really. So, I think only like 2 or 3 champions build this, so whatever. Moonstone Manure. Uh, Starlight, Grace Heal, and Shield Power per second. It was 4% up to 20%. Now it's 6% up to 30%. Yeah, it definitely got over nerfed before, so I guess that's fine that they did that. Black Cleaver, Carve armor reduction per stack. It was 4 up to 24% at 6 stacks. Now it's 5 up to 30% at 6 stacks. So yeah, they actually finally buffed Black Cleaver. I'm not sure what took so long to buff Black Cleaver. As I said, even with our changes to Black Cleaver's functionality in patch 11.5, it hasn't been a popular pick this season. We're sharpening one of its unique points to better compensate with its alternatives. Yeah, no, I don't know why they were so hesitant to ever buff. Like, they kept on nerfing the damage or nerfing the cleave. Like, let's buff the cleave. I don't understand why they nerfed the cleave. It took them like 5 years to rebuff the armor reduction. It's kind of funny. But yeah, this is a fine item now. I don't know, like Riot kept them like even the old passive was fine. It's just well, I think the more old passive was more abusive on certain champions, so I think changing it was fine. But like, yeah, if you buy Black Cleaver, you want like someone who's buying Black Cleaver probably wants the armor pen, but it didn't give enough. So yeah, jeesh. Divine Thunder. Spellblade empowered on hit damage. It was 10% of target's matchup HP. Now it's 12% of target's matchup HP. Spellblade healing was 50% for melee, 30% for range. Now it's 65 for melee, 40% for range. The thing that's important to know about this is that the range healing is very similar to the previous melee healing, so it's quite strong for even range champions. So quite curious on who would actually build this. I don't know if there's any AD range that builds this anymore. Um, This could also potentially be a very strong item to build on Kindred if you're doing some on-hit build, but I think she scales incredibly well with crit. That's very interesting though. It just might be a very strong build on Kindred though. Maybe. But Sunder has been feeling more mediocre than Divine. Fighters are finding more success with Training Force with tank mythics, and we're giving Sunder a much more needed bump on. Um, yeah, it's just interesting. It's just damage creep though and healing creep, which is kind of scary. So yeah, that's a bit scary. Frostfire Gauntlet. Snowbind slow for range user. It was 25% plus 4% per 1,000 active HP. Now it's 12.5% plus 2% per 1,000 active HP. Snowbind cooldown for range user. It was 4 to 6 seconds. So I think Senna was building this. As mentioned above, we're tapping down Senna. Yep, Senna's favorite mythic. Range users can now easily and repeatedly land Phosphorus Slow, so we're breaking down its power for them slightly. Yeah, that's actually kind of crazy how strong this was. Um, Wowzers. Same thing happened with the Orange upgrade, so it's nothing really comment. So it's just a center nerful. Staff Flowing Water, rapid self and ally, rapid self and ally empowerment. It was 20 to 40 AP based on target level for 4 seconds. Now it's 25 to 45. That's a very slight nerf. I mean, a slight buff. Um, this item is actually very powerful. Not a lot of people are building it though. As in, like, you can even get this item first. It's just very cheap. Honestly, it's very cheap. But it's only really good if you have some kind of like AP ratio with your laner. So yeah, it's kind of bummer. So you can get the second though. I don't know. It's a really good item. I like this item a lot. Someone just built it though, really. Serpent's Fang. Shield Reaver shield reduction for range users. It was 25%, now it's 35%. So yeah, it pretty much was a dead item for range users because it didn't really do a lot. So they just made it somewhat useful for range users. So that's nice. It's only a lethality item though, so yeah. I guess that could be nice. Ward Sunline. What is this? They're doing something that supports. So they removed Stirring Wardstone. Watchful Wardstone. I have no idea what this shit is. Um, so they updated it. So what did they do? No, everything's the same besides remove Visions of Exectal. Increased your stealth ward, total ward, and control ward caps by 1. Uh, New upgrade. Upon reaching level 13 and completing the support quest, automatically upgrades into Vigilant Wardstone. Vigilant Wardstone. What does this do? Upgrades. Automatic upgrades from Watchful Wardstone. Can store up to 3 purchase control words. Increase your stealth word, totem word, and control word caps by 1. Blessing Exatal, Vigilant Wardstone now increases ability power, ability haste, bonus attack damage, and bonus HP by 12%. Interesting. What's the reason for this? We're reshaping the Wardstone line to fit more of a capstone support item similar to Rabadon's Death Cap, Infinity Edge, and Gargoyle Stone Plate, all of which are stronger after you pick up other items. We're also streamlining the purchase path to be a one-stop shop like Manamune or Archangel Staff instead of having to repeatedly upgrade it. Interesting. I didn't even know this was an item. That's kind of funny. Runes, Hail Blades. Cooldown was 8 seconds, now it's 12 seconds. I think it's just being abused in trades too much, and also, as we've seen with like Tristana mid and like I think even like Callista. So it's just a nerf the lane, and even team fights that like go on and off in skirmishes. So yeah, that's pretty much all that is. Biscuit delivery. It was 30 sellback gold cost. Now it's 5. Yeah, some people, including me, sometimes when we're using like Omnistone, I would you would take this, but like you would maybe eat one biscuit, but when you get back, you would just sell it and get money. So it's very much a money rune, which is kind of useful. But what but biscuit delivery has become a staple in pro play, both in lane and in the jungle. These tasty snacks were intended to aid in lane sustain, rather than being sold back to shop for a pretty penny, putting those unused biscuits on discount. Yeah, so now there's no really reason to actually sell them really. No one even uses the futures market, so that's kind of funny that people are actually starting to do that. That's kind of funny. It's probably mostly the laners though, as in like top lane. In-game shop updates. The build tree has been upgraded. Put some respect on file. Is there anything useful? Uh huh. I don't really care. There's nothing really useful. I don't care about. I either do not care about Nexus Blitz. We're not reading that. Bugs. Ari's E-Term no longer causes jungle monsters health to regenerate if used out of combat. Well, that's kind of funny. Um, I think I'm not sure if it means Ari's out of combat or if the Scuttle's out of combat. Probably Ari, which is kind of funny. Update. I wonder if the word said Dragon or Baron. That'd be funny. Upgrade base Karma's Q and E visual effects to improve color and range and reduce noise. Um, I don't care about those. Fix a sound effects bug where the initial portion of World Breaker Malzoro's Q Call the Void couldn't be heard if he cast the ability from Fog of War. That's a good fix. Fix the sound effects bug for Crystal Rose Swain, where if Swain used Demon Flare and started draining a target's soul, the target would not hear the stereo whisper sound effects of the soul drain start sound effects. Um, Interesting. Open shop voice lines are once again available for champion skins that have them. Updated Talia's closed shop VO to her open shop VO. Lux's R Final Spark will once again play. Fix the bug where Zinzal's E Audacious Charge would go on cooldown and use mana, despite not actually being activated when trying to cast on enemy outside of its range and recasting it afterwards without a target. That's a good bug fix. R Rammus's R Roaring Slam no longer deals its damage instantly when cast at point 0. Interesting. Yeah, that's if you're like right next to him, I guess. Alistar Q Pulverize no longer grants a stack of uh, passive Triumph Roar when used on a spell blocked target. That's a nerf. Casting can no longer trigger Electrocute by only hitting a champion with 2 separate attacks. I'm guessing an auto and E or QE. That's interesting. That's a nerf flow. It's a cast nerf. Some skins. That's really it. Okay, so that's it with 11.1, 11.11. I guess we're gonna go look at Dr. Mundo really fast. Probably won't take that long since it's not patch notes, just abilities and just what I think about it. So that's that with that. So if you're only here for this, that's that. But we're gonna look at Dr. Mundo now. Ability rundown. Okay, we're gonna look at this. Passive, go where he pleases. Dr. Mundo. Wait, what else is this? Yeah, this won't take long. Dr. Mundo resists the next immobilizing effect that hits him, instead losing current health and dropping a chemical canister nearby. Dr. Mundo can pick it up by walking over it, restoring a portion of maximum HP and reducing this passive's cooldown. Enemies moving over the canister can destroy it. Dr. Mundo also has increased regeneration based on maximum HP. Okay, so they kept the max HP regen. Um, so it's interesting that he can resist an immobilizing effect on him. So because Sejuani can resist a slow for a while or multiple slows. Um, I think I'm not sure. Again, I think the PB probably has more details about this, but this is gonna be a rough idea. Like, because you can't really judge this unless you have the numbers, and I believe it is on the PB. Maybe it is. But so instead of losing current HP health, so it's like, does he take the full damage or does he just take a damage based on how much HP he has? Like, say it says, when he gets hit, no matter what, he'll take 4% HP or something. Um, so it's kind of funny. It's actually very similar to Zac, I guess, which is interesting. So, um, I guess that's interesting. I mean, it could also make him a bit situational because not everyone has a, CC. Although a lot of champions do have CCs, so that's quite interesting. Um, he's also not. As long because if they didn't give him like CC and stuff, that just makes him able to charge at you. Q infected bounce hog. Doctor Mundo throws. So it's pretty much Doctor Mundo's passive stuff with added things like before it was just maximum HP. Now it's all this. So yeah, just tip into the numbers. Q infected bone saw. I guess he's a bone saw now instead of a cleaver. Doctor Mundo throws an infected bone saw, dealing magic damage to the first enemy hit based on their current HP and slowing them. So they literally kept this exactly the same. I wonder if they buffed it though. Lol. Uh, W Heart Zapper. Doctor Mundo electrocutes himself for a few seconds, dealing persistent magic damage to nearby enemies and destroying a portion of damage he takes as great HP. At the end of the duration, Doctor Mundo deals a burst of magic damage to nearby enemies and heals his gray health if an enemy is hit. Heal reduce if only minions or monsters are hit. Doctor Mundo can recast Heart Zapper to end its effect early. Um, so yeah, more damage he deals with it, he'll get great HP. Quite interesting because you maybe right off the bat I'm thinking like, wow, what if this like does a ton of damage and like ton of healing, you just max it first or something. So it's similar to his old W. It's a toggle and you can turn it off and you can just have it on forever. I'm guessing it also probably costs HP. I'm guessing they didn't give him mana. Um, so that's interesting. It's very similar to his W's, just with added things. E blunt force trauma. Passive Doctor Mundo gains bonus attack damage increased based on his base HP, so it's literally exactly the same as before. Active Doctor Mundo slams his medical bag into an enemy, dealing physical damage based on uh his missing H. Dealing. If enemy dies, they are swatted away, dealing this ability's minimum damage to enemies they pass through. Oh, that's interesting. Um, wait. Doctor Mundo slams his medical bag into an enemy, dealing physical damage based on his HP. If the enemy dies, they are swatted away. Yeah, so only if they. Yeah, you can't just swat away anything. You have to. I wonder if you do that to champions. I don't think you do the champions. It probably only means minions because I even talked about this how like they can't make Lee's R knock back a champion even though they're dead or if it KOs them. If the enemy dies, you're swat away dealing this ability. So yeah, it has a maximum damage as well. So the only thing that confuses me, dealing physical damage based on his missing HP. So yeah, so I'm guessing it's also a ranged ability, or maybe no. It's probably a melee. It's probably an auto reset. It looks like an auto reset. What is it? It looks like it. It looks like it. So I'm guessing it's an auto reset, just like before, because they don't want to make them complicated to play. R maximum dosage. Doctor Mundo pumps himself with chemicals, instantly healing a percent of his missing health. So he'll get that big burst. He then heals a portion of his maximum HP over a long duration, gaining bonus moves and attack damage while healing. I believe that attack damage is new. He was just healing before, so that's quite interesting. I wonder how all these ratios are going to be. So I'll be honest, he's very, very similar. The only thing he has a Zac passive. His W will give him HP if he hits a target, really, and you can't just leave it on forever. Uh, his E will swap a minion, and he gains bonus AD from his ult. So he's very similar, actually. He's just mostly just a visual upgrade. So yeah, that's just with this. That was just a really quick rundown. We're in some, skins and stuff. Again, can't really judge about the numbers. I think it's fine. I don't know. Doesn't seem too crazy. I've seen some people on Twitter crying about it, though, as like some people are just like, "What would you do? Would you?" I don't know. I don't really see the issue. So yeah, that's it. If you liked it, like and comment. Bye.